Hello everybody and welcome to a new video on the channel, checking out InfraSpace, which was provided by the developers to have a checkout. So let's get straight into the game and see what it's all about. Okay, so straight off the bat we get a choice of difficulty and transport difficulty, game and transport. Two slightly things that tell you here. One tells you how much you need for your citizens and the other one tells you how much your transport can handle. I'm just going to leave them both as standard on medium. You can enter creative order if you want, and you can do a little bit of adjustment here with cars ignoring traffic or making round trip. Let's start the game and let's get into it and see what it's all about. After a failed warp jump, your damaged spaceship is stranded somewhere in the galaxy. Your communication systems can't reach human space. You need to settle on one of the nearby planets to get the necessary resources and technology to repair your ship. Okay, we're going to turn the tutorial off because we have I've had a look into it. But this is the map. You can see there's some rough terrain around some of these resource areas here, and then we get this little kind of light area here where we're going to be building our do a bit here as well. But we're going to be building our city around this area here. Now we can check out our spaceship, which is this here, the Antares. You can see that there are certain things that we have to do to get repaired. But we can't really do much with that at the moment. We need to get ourselves a city going. We got research here and we got production and stuff like that. But right now, all we get basically is a couple of little things that we get access to. So the first thing we need to do is to be able to build concrete. Concrete, we need sulfur and sand. Sulfur's here. So we're going to do a nice little basic setup here. Sulfur. Go, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically put the sand next to it. Probably put the sand about here. Now it's 2 sulfur to 1 sand, but we'll stick it as it is. We need some road connections here, and then we need to take it somewhere to actually be processed. To do that, we need a concrete factory. So we'll go ahead and we'll place a concrete factory nearby. There we go. And now we need power. We'll get our little wind turbine here and set up the power. We then need to do that there, and that powers everything up. So that's our basics. So now we have access to construction material storage and the spaceport. So everything that we create, we need storage for it. And then we also need the spaceport to allow people to come down and say hello to us. Next thing we have is the basic habitat. So again, let's make some space here. And I'm just going to make a little bit of a road off here. And we're going to have a couple of habitats. There we go. These habitats need oxygen, water, and survival food to actually survive. We get the atmospheric processor from this little section here. And right now, I'm just going to place that right next to that there. Again, we're going to need some power, so let's get some of our power supply here to connect up. There we go. So that'll produce our O2 and some carbon. Next thing, we need water. We'll get a water air filter here. There we go. So that's basically all we need to get things going. Now you see all of our vehicles will start appearing on the road. So they leave the mines, they head down to our concrete factory here. And from the concrete factory, they put it into the storehouse. The storehouse stores concrete, adamantine, and steel. Okay, so the next thing we need to look at is science, because without science, we can't really do much. So let's take a road off here. Still do here. Let's get our research lab. So our research lab, to be able to do research, we're going to need some blue science. The first thing we get is our farming, which will allow us to upgrade our districts. Production overview, where is that? There we go. So if you notice here, there's certain things. This is what we need to have until people will move in. And this is what we need to upgrade. Inhabitants are okay. So we've got the water already. You can see it's providing it. It is 50% efficiency at the moment. Not enough workers. We've not got anybody coming down. You can see people come down on this little platform here. They'll drop and they'll go in and they'll start living there. And they'll start working in all these places. If you look down here, this is all of our stuff here in the bottom left corner. So we've got the concrete. the steel, and what power we have available. So we have 20 power and only 7 is being used. We then have our current population, which is 20, which is yellow because we have more jobs than we have population. And we need 22 people for the jobs that we have available. And we've got 36 housing available. So we've got plenty of housing available for the jobs we have. So it's just a case of waiting for people to come down from the ship to live on the planet and to do all of our jobs for us. We're not going to be able to do the farming because we need to have this blue science pack, which takes 2 iron and 1 carbon, which we don't have any iron production. We'll pop that in there. We've got iron ore here. Again, we'll get ourselves a iron mine. We can rotate this to whichever way we want. Let's do that and that. We don't have enough workers, which we already know about. I think here should do fine. And that means that this is going to have to go all the way up this road here to our area here to provide it with materials. Because it obviously needs the 2 iron ore and the 1 carbon. The carbon comes from our oxygen production, so that's going to have to come all the way down here. You can see they're already starting the transport, so the little tankers here, which are pretty cool. You'll see they'll drop the carbon off into the science. It's got its own little internal storage. There we go. So you see that we've got 6, I believe, with 4 more on the 8 with 2 more on the way, which is that one there. Okay, so you can see now this is turned red because we've got 36 jobs available, 36 housing, but only 23 people. So we're really severely on demand. So we have to wait for stuff. Now we're not going to get anything here without applying. There we go. Pop that there, and we'll pop one. I'll pop it there. There we go. So that's our iron now producing, which is going to help our research. See, we get some vehicles starting to come out now. It's taking some iron ore over to our blue science pack. So that's the basic setup. I do like how it looks. It's quite a basic design. It looks pretty smart. It is a little bit slow. I find the gameplay is a little bit slow. But you can build some massive cities and increase the speed of stuff you're doing that way. And the more you do, the more you have to kind of balance and settle and, you know, get your workers, keeping them happy, keeping them fed. Try not to get too far ahead of yourself. Because if you have too much going on, then obviously your productivity is reduced in all of your areas and you just don't get anything done. But that's the basic setup. The only thing we haven't put down, I believe, yeah, it's just the little sign things that we don't really care about at the moment. It's the only thing we're missing. So now we're just waiting for research, which will happen once we get this producing. You can see it's already started producing. We're still low population, so it's at 75% efficiency, not enough workers. The same can be said for everything else as well. If we start looking, well, that's 116% because it's boosted by neighbor buildings. Outgoing storage is full. Only 67% efficiency there, not enough workers. You can see that we've got immigration rates currently set high. Average habitat level is 1, because we've got level 1s. And we've got 10 people ready to move in. Tells you what your required habitat level is. If this starts to go up, then they'll expect better habitats. So then obviously, if you've got really low ones, people aren't going to be interested in living in them, and you're going to stagnate. There's a lot you got to try and balance. But we can speed things up a little bit. You can see that we'll get some research done. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do steel production after that. Then we're going to do electronics after that. This will unlock all of this here. A couple of them only require the blue science, which is these here. But some are starting to use green science, which we can now unlock here. So we'll do that. Then we'll do that as number 4. So quite a lot of research stacked up. So it'll take a while. So let's fast forward when we've unlocked a couple of researches and we can do a little bit more and we can show a little bit later on into the game. So, be right back. Welcome back. And as you can see, we are still going. They don't stop. They keep going. Keep building, which is great fun. But we've now got A little bit more science done. So we've now got some more things unlocked. The next thing we got is the simple farm. The simple farm will allow us to basically give this survival food thing here. So let's just pop it. We'll pop on there. We've got a few other things as well. We've obviously got the green science unlocked. The green science, we need the little electronics factory. The electronics factory, we also need copper. So again, we're looking towards our areas here. We've got copper farm there. Copper down this way. We'll take this one here. This one's probably the closest. There we go. Then get our path. We have to run a road. There we go. Let's just do that. Run it all the way along here. There we go. Past that little patch there. Straight into our area here. Now that's going to allow us to get our copper. For our copper, we're going to need for our electronics factory, which takes 1 iron and 1 copper. So let's go ahead and we'll just pop one here. You can move these buildings around a little bit so they don't have to connect to the specific area you've chosen. You can move it around. There you go, like that. The other thing we've got as well is a steel mill. So we'll pop our steel mill here as well. So now all of the stuff that we've got here, we're probably going to need a little bit more iron. So let's go ahead and get another iron. Oh yeah, iron mine. There we go. Pop that there. We can then extend the road. Now we also need connection all the way down there. I'm just going to go like this. Run our connections all the way along. Like so. And they're now powered, so they'll now collect our iron for us. As you can see now, our basic habitat has all of its requirements. So survival food here. Now, we may need another one of these to provide enough. It might be a little bit on the close side, so let's go ahead and place another simple farm here, like so. Simple farms don't need anything; they just produce food. It's like only like a, like basically fruit and veg, little small area here. I do like the fact that they do have these little, like, things that go back and forward that make them a little bit more active. Except for all these here, these all do stuff as well. Pretty cool when you look at it. As you can see now, we've just got a habitat upgrade, and that is actually a part of the tutorial as well. You can see now we've now got a decent habitat as opposed to our basic habitat. You can now see that our required stuff are these 3 here, which are the 3 that we're required to upgrade. Along with a thing called home appliances. Now, we can't do home appliances, so we'd have to have a look at our research and go, right, so where is home appliances? And home appliances is there, and actually we're going to need blue science for it, so we can go ahead and we can put that down. Let's have a look at anything else that we need for our home we can do aluminium mining. There we go. We can do computers, and we can do large buildings as well. Now, everything else we need now requires green science. So that's all of the blue science that we can do. So we need to look into doing green science, which was the other one that we unlocked here as well. So if we place down a green science here, like so, you can see it gives you a little bit of a boost to our blue science by having it. You see we needed steel, so we need the steel mine to be going. You can see here that we need electronics, sulfur, and blue science to give 1 green science. So what that's going to do now is once we don't need the blue science, or if we have any spare blue science, which we do, it'll go into our green science and it'll upgrade into the green science. You can see we need electronics, and for electronics we need more copper ore. Our copper ore is all the way down here. You can see we've got a vehicle coming here. So it's a long travel, but once it starts getting it, it'll start picking up and doing better. We do need to look into upgrading other stuff as well. You'll also notice we're actually low on power as well. So let's go ahead and increase our power supply. You'll notice the little circle area here is it's basically the efficiency zone. So if you put them too close together, they basically don't do anything. There we go. Connection there, so we're now up to the full power. You'll also notice that we've got a 38 population, we've got 77 jobs available, but only 40 housing, so we need to extend our housing. Again, we can place down some basic habitats. These will now obviously take oxygen, but they'll also take water and survival food. So they may actually bring these down. So we need to start looking at things like, whether or not we need to increase our water supply or things like that. So let's just go ahead and bring another connection out here. That'll do. There we go. Everything's provided. See, we've also got a home appliance factory now, so we can now look at doing the next level. But right now, I want to make sure that we've got enough provided for our current and for our future supplies. You can see the oxygen seems to be doing okay. Keep an eye on that. It also tells you how much it has delivered. Nothing at the moment. But you can see now we have 64 housing, 40 population, but 77 jobs. As these upgrade, you can see that you'll get an extra couple of people out of each of them. So we're actually still not quite there with what we need. So we need at least one more. We're definitely not going to have enough. So we need to start looking at upgrading our oxygen and our water supply. So right now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my water air filtration there. We're then going to get our oxygen supply, atmospheric pressure there. Check that we've got our power okay. Power's fine. Housing's slightly down still. We need more people for jobs because we've just got a couple more of these. So let's extend the road a little bit. There we go. And let's pop down one more house. There we go. So once these upgrade, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra people. You can see that we've got 84 jobs and 80 housing. So that's 85 housing once we get them upgraded. So realistically, we want to start looking at providing this survival food as well. So let's go ahead and we'll grab a couple of farms, which is going to then increase how many jobs we require. Now we need 96 jobs. We've still only got 45 population, so we've got to be really careful here. We can prioritize stuff if we want to, but at the moment I'm just going to leave it as is because you can see things are just plodding quite nicely. So there's nothing that we need to prioritize at this present moment. It says here, use the prioritization tool in the top left to distribute your workforce. There isn't any of these here anywhere. Let's change your settings. That's your train lines. That's your visualizations. Districts. District if you want. Production overview. Set it to districts. You can also see what's producing what. So you can see electronics is producing nothing. And then you got your spaceship and you got your research. So where it says in the top left, there isn't any. I think they might have forgotten that feature. But still, pretty cool. Still waiting for this copper to come all the way along here. You see, starting to deliver it now, so we're starting to get production going. See, we've just had some more people as well, so that's good. There we go, and the things are starting to get delivered as well. Go. So all of our supplies still looking good. So yeah, so we've already got the start of a small little city going. Now, the other thing you can do as well is obviously for now we only have these blue sciences going. But these require quite a lot of blue science. You can see 80, 60, 40. There's quite a lot of blue science. So what you can do is you can increase your science production. And if you remember, for our blue science, all we need is iron ore and carbon. So we can look to building something a little bit more extravagant. So if we go here, like so, let's get a road here. And then I'm just going to basically go, right, well, I want to build some housing here. Like so. Like so. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Leave a gap for electricity pylons. 1, 2, 3. Like so. Just connect the road here. You can see we require power, so we can run the power lines that we've already got here. We can go start it running up here, like so. There you go. Power. Now these all need O2. So again, we need to make a little bit more of a bigger setup than what we've got here. So I'm going to go, okay, well, I want oxygen farms to go directly opposite my production. Sorry, my population. So now we can go, right, atmosphere processor. I'm going to build me similar setup. Gonna leave a bit of a gap in between, like so. We're then going to get some power lines and go power line there, power line there. You can see this is now really stretching our power supply, so we then need to get another one of these going, like so. 100% efficiency. Power line between the two. There we go. Now we've got a lot of jobs, a lot of housing, but not much population at the moment. We don't need to look at our water filtration. Same again, pop 3 of each. Now we don't need as much water as we need oxygen, and obviously we need carbon as well, but we'll just leave it as standard for now. So what we can choose to do is we can choose to have these and then remove these, but these currently are being manned by people. So if we remove them, the jobs get fewer, so these can then get manned a bit better. Next thing we wanted to look at is science. So for the moment, for blue science, we need iron ore and carbon. So what we can do is we can go, right, well, for blue science, we need this iron ore. So let's get it set up nearby to the iron ore. So all we're waiting for then is the carbon. So let's go ahead and put 1, 2, 3 there. Let's just got a power supply. Go. You can see now, all of that iron ore will go into here, so then it's just the carbon from these here that'll come down round in here. So hold on a second, I might want to, make this a little bit more productive. So if we go here and go 1, go actually, for the next one, I'm just going to put a road there. You'll now see that they will now go down this way instead and go into here. You can see they need carbon to effectively operate. Again, what we could do is we can basically, this is storage now, so if we decide to remove this, we'll lose the storage. If we've got plenty of resources, we might choose to do that. But you can just see how we've gone from this little small area here into a much larger area here already. We've got all of this to work with as well. We've also got roads, like we could do roads going in one direction if we did it. You can have one-way roads, concrete roads. Concrete roads, obviously, vehicles are faster. 4-lane roads can take more traffic. Highways and trains and stuff like that. So this technically could be delivered by a train. Or we could completely set up all the way over here and collect all of these here, bring them into like a little area and have them going into a train. All sorts of stuff we can do. You can see these are all now working here, so they're all delivering the basic supplies. And this then demands more immigrants. As you can see here, the average habitat level is 165, 166. Required habitat level is 0.65. So our level 1s are still a desire or desired population. So people will move into them. But obviously, the better ones we have, the more people are going to want to move in. You can see now these are getting delivered to carbon. You can see the carbon's now coming down this way instead. Coming down into here. Obviously, everything's slow at the moment because we are still waiting for people for the jobs, so everything's not as efficient. You can see the efficiency is only 50%. These are 33%, 25%, so low efficiency at the moment. Yeah, there's a lot you can do in this. It's quite a fun little game, and you're only restricted really by your imagination of what you want to build. Everything else is pretty straightforward. You can see, everything's got a basic understanding. You got iridium ore there. Sulfur, copper. This here, I don't know if it's water, but you could do methane mining on it. So I do think it might have something to do with water and methane. But I'm not 100% sure because it doesn't come up with anything. But I do know methane farms go on them, so. And I haven't done groundwater yet, so I'm not either sure on how that does. Oh, we get more habitats upgraded. So these are actually getting the water and survival food that they need to upgrade, which is kind of cool. Especially considering we've only got 4 of these little farms here as well. They seem to be providing all of these with enough food to upgrade, which is kind of cool. So that's a good sign. We'll also see that all of our blue science is now operating. We've got a lot more population now, so things are picking up really fast. We've now unlocked the aluminium mine. So, we've got a few things here. We've got large buildings coming. There's some other stuff as well. We got solar panels, spaceship construction, which allows us to then upgrade our spaceship, pipes, concrete roads, and stuff like that. So let's do a little bit of research. Groundwater extraction is kind of cool. Let's have a look. Solar panels. Power substations, they're kind of useful. And we'll do 4-lane roads as well. Right, so let's pop back when they're done, just to see how things are going and see what we can do at this kind of short gameplay. And then we'll finish off there with that, so you guys can enjoy the game yourselves if you do enjoy it. So we'll be right back shortly. Oh, welcome back everybody to the final part of this video, where we're going to be checking out the last little bits that we want to do without spoiling too much of it, and that is the kind of the spaceship side of stuff that we're working on. So obviously we've got our ship here that we have to supply with stuff, and the way we do that is by getting, when I can find it, this thing here, the spaceship construction facility. We'll go ahead and place this somewhere. We'll place it there for now. See, we've not got enough power, but obviously we did solar power plants. So what we can do now is we can, what I'm going to do is we can do things like this. So if we do that there, that looks kind of cool, because there's plenty of power now, tons of power. We've also unlocked new roads as well, so we've unlocked concrete. We haven't unlocked the other two yet, but what we can do is we can get this here, and we can replace road, and we can replace this road here. So if we notice the traffic now, so you can see how slow some of this traffic is. There you go. If we now upgrade all of this here, see if we leave that, off it goes, super fast. So this allows the deliveries to be a little bit quicker. There we go. You can see, just much faster. The traffic will also be a little bit better as well. So if we had slow vehicles on there, they'd obviously, be a little bit better with it. We could do the same for all the other roads as well, so we can improve the road that leads into the habitats. So what we could do is we could leave it faster and let it go slow into the habitats. But the initial jolt of speed, we can go around doing it to all of these here. And the corner piece missing there. There we go. Let's get this one done here. We need some more done here. There we go. So if we lead that into here, that should do us for now. I don't like this how it breaks into here, but we can pretend it goes like for a tunnel or something. A little bit of a graphic situation there, but there we go. So we do more research if we want. So let's have a look what we got. So we could do highways, trains. Let's chuck the trains on there. Groundwater extraction. We could do all of these as well. We can't do that one. Fertilizer. So we haven't got yellow science, so let's go with that. There we go. We'll do that for now. But yeah, so what we do is this basically this here produces spaceship modules. So if we go into our spaceship now, click on it again, we can choose what we want to do. Each one requires certain things. So we need a holo display and computer, which creates a spaceship module. You need 100 spaceship modules to complete the bridge, and it gives you the bonus when completed. Things like the hull, you need concrete and steel, creates a spaceship module. You need 200 spaceship modules, and it gives a permanent 5% immigration boost. There's various other ones as well. 600 gives you the radiation shield. 200 people immediately come to the planet to help you. Storage deck, again, does the same. Telescope, if we did all this here, we'd have, with this module online, you unlock one random technology. Thermal systems, 200 people immediately come to the planet to help you. Now, some of these things might not be useful for you. However, some of the things do help. You see, they all require certain different things. Let's go ahead and do the hull repair. So we can see now we need concrete and steel. So if we now go back to our planet, you'll see now that it's doing concrete and steel to create the spaceship modules. And then a larger ship will jump out of here and set off, and it's good to go. We've got plenty of concrete, plenty of steel. So that's just going to start delivering stuff to our spaceship ship. And yeah, that's basically a start of a very small city. And obviously you can expand this massively. You got parks and stuff like that. So if we look at this now, if we want home appliances. Home appliances. Yep, I know. Yeah. So for home appliances, we need the electronic circuits and the iron ore. So let's go ahead and chuck a couple of these. There you go. And then survival food's a bit of a iffy one. Go. Did I connect that power line? I might not connect it, so we'll just connect it. There we go. Okay, so we're now getting home appliances, so that'll upgrade these, giving us more people. We've got 200 jobs on only 180 housing, so we need to get some more people moved in. This here takes a lot of jobs. 30 jobs it takes. And obviously some of the other stuff as well requires stuff as well. We're getting plenty of electronics and iron, so I'm not worried about that too much. So obviously that's going to provide us with plenty of home appliances. See, these will start getting home appliances anytime soon. Let's see if one goes into the first one. Might go to the last one first. I don't think any of them are getting them yet. What about these ones up here? Now, the only thing that I will say is obviously if you're going to start moving houses around, make sure you've got extra people in homes before you decide to remove old houses, because if you don't, you'll lose the immigration. So you lose the people that are in these homes. And obviously your efficiency drops down again. Got a pile of vehicles now. We can just see the effect that these faster things have when they're all just piling up in this corner here. You just see the much bigger effect that it has. It's just constant stream on these slower roads. There we go. But once you've got all of these supplied and people moving to these, then they will obviously be replaced. But if I take one of these off like so, you'll notice that my population went down by 10 people. So you lose the population as well. There you go. So that's a good look at this game. Good look into like the beginning parts of it. There's a lot more that you can do. You need to make things on a much grander scale. You need to have like massive resources coming in. So this is just literally the tip of the iceberg for this game. And there's a lot of things that they're working on as well, which is kind of nice. There's a lot of a roadmap going. So definitely a game to check out if you enjoy this type of thing. I enjoy building cities and stuff like that, and I think this has got the good basics to a good city builder. It's got its own unique idea of having a spaceship in space and you're trying to repair that, and they will probably bring in some more improvements on that along the line as well. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this, or if you just enjoyed the game as well. Make sure you do check it out. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and let me know if you want to see anything else on this game. But until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.